Hey everybody, what the fuck is happening? This podcast is brought to you by my comedy tour. Oh shit, not really, but kind of everything is. I got my I got my headphones jacked up. It sounds too loud because Honey's here. I was listening to some sweet tunes. I'm on tour right now. I just got done with Minneapolis and Indianapolis. This Friday night, I am in Vegas with the Golden Pony, Tony Hinchcliffe. We're at the Ka Theater at the MGM. And then after that, Salt Lake City, that's all sold out. Woo. And then I got, in August, I got Sacramento, Seattle, and San Diego on the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. All the tour dates are available at joerogan.net/tour. A lot of the shows are sold out. A lot of the first shows are sold out, and we added a second show, too. So might be able to get tickets for the second show. If you give a fuck. If you don't, please. If you need a website, go to Squarespace. Squarespace is a sponsor of this podcast for quite a while, and it's one that I really enjoy because I believe in everything that we have. I personally say yes or no to any sponsor. So I almost said sponsor weird, right? I was like in the middle. Oh, sponsor. But I approve them, and I have not approved a ton of them that just seemed weird or just seemed like a scam or seemed like bullshit or whatever it was. I try super hard to only use sponsors for something that I think is a really good product. I think Squarespace is a really good product. And what it is a website that allows you to create your own website. And this is a task, you young kids, you fucking millennials. What's the next age when the millennials are going to be old? What's going to be the new one? Millennials are like the most recent, right? What's the next generation post-millennial? The Snapchatters. Snapchatting twats. That's what we're going to call you guys. But it used to be when I was a young lad, when we would do websites, if I had a website for my, my comedy or something like that, it was I got really lucky. My friend Andrew did a lot of my websites, and he was really good, and I was friends with him, so he was really creative. But it doesn't always work like that. And sometimes, even then, if you had a website back then, maybe it would look really good on a Windows computer, but then you would do it on a Mac, and some of the links would be floating over a picture or something. It was always weird. It was always a pain in the ass. Well, with Squarespace, they've got this shit down to the point where if you're a regular person with no unusual technical knowledge, you can make a website. If you can attach a photo to an email, if you can move files around on your computer, if you can, send a copy and paste a link, that kind of shit. You know how to do normal stuff, drag, drop stuff? You can make an amazing website. They have beautiful designer templates that are super easy to use. And they also have 24/7 award-winning customer support. They give you a free domain name if you sign up for a year. You get a free online store with every website that you create, and they'll let you try it for free. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, visit squarespace.com/Joe. It will look amazing on everything. There's a ton of websites that have been made with them, but I always go with my friends Duncan Trussell and Doug Stanhope. Both of them made their websites on Squarespace, but a ton of restaurants, artists, all kinds of shit. They use Squarespace. Musicians. They have a method for you to sell digital downloads through your online store if you're a musician. It's fucking amazing. It's just it really is what everybody wanted in the past, and you can get it now. And you can make a website easy. Brian Redband has probably made 100 websites with this, and he does them really quick. It's super, super easy to use, very intuitive. And so for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, visit squarespace.com/Joe. All right, folks. Fuck these commercials, right? God damn, it's almost the 4th of July. Enough with the commercials. So just one. That's it. My guests today are two very dear friends. They're very talented musicians and awesome human beings, and I love them. Ben and Suzanne from Honey.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
And also, personally, Joe probably has all this other shit. He's not going to have
So we
rosé.
should show up with rosé.
I definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't have rosé. We're live. Rosé is not my thing, but I'm not an anti-rosé person.
Sure.
I'll drink a fucking pina colada if the moment presents
How'd it
itself.
go in there? You just enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, it was good. I
It's a
like
good
your
glass.
rosé.
It's a
lovely.
good summertime beverage.
Would everybody like some Jack Daniels? It's single malt.
Hold on,
single barrel.
let me chug this rosé first.
What is
Yeah, let it
single
be there.
barrel? What does that even mean?
It's just in one of those barrels. It's
Oh,
in one
barrel.
barrel.
One
One
barrel.
barrel.
As
As opposed
a
to
time.
what? You move it around a bunch
Double
of barrels?
barrel. Yeah, you rebarrel that
Like
shit.
a fucking shotgun?
Oh my god.
I've listened to Jimi Hendrix live. Machine Gun, you know that song?
Yeah.
Machine Gun? God damn, that's one of those songs where sometimes you hear it and you just go, oh wow, like I've maybe been missing out on how good this fucking song is.
Yeah.
Dude, he was conjuring shit up.
Doom,
And then-
doom, doom, doom. It's just so good.
Is it off that Band of Gypsies record?
Exactly, yeah, it's all
Fuck,
live.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost just stopped myself from saying fuck, and then I realized where we were.
Yeah, thank God.
Wow,
right?
that's
You're not
so
on a regular radio show.
Have we ever fucked that one up on the real radio, on the censored radio?
I don't know. But there's this song called The Power of Love. Sorry, I just want to keep talking about Jimi Hendrix. It's the fourth track. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all this stuff's insane, but there's this tone that he hits that just like carves a piece out of your soul.
When I used to work with Phil Hartman, he told me a story about when he was at the Whiskey, and I think he was a teenager still. I think Phil was like 18 or 19 or something, and he was working as like a stagehand, and his job was to hold up the speaker while Jimi Hendrix was on stage because the stage was so small and the speaker was kind of rocking, so he had to stand there and hold up the speaker. And he said Jimi Hendrix was
That is
5
brutal.
feet in front of me. He said it was fucking
Wow.
incredible.
It is
And this is
crazy.
Jesus,
when
when was that?
Hendrix was
I mean-
just sort of becoming Hendrix.
So
he
early.
I don't know.
That'd be like 1966.
We could like go back over when he died and when he would have been like 18 or 19, but I don't
He
remember
died in
the
the
exact
70s.
age.
He died in 1970.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
Damn, look at you, Encyclopedia
Yeah.
I
Ben.
love Jimi Hendrix.
Ben
And-
Tanica.
Hartman died in
Yeah.
like I think 98. So
Right.
whatever that was, those 20 years before that.
There's this.
So it would have been like in the early 70s, I guess.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense actually.
I wish we
Well,
could go back in
late
time
60s.
and experience music like in the 60s and 70s when
Well,
it
'cause
was
you
just
never
like
would've
everything
heard-
was new. You'd never heard anything like that before.
Yeah, right? It was the
You mean
first
like
time they got
dubstep?
real drugs.
Wait,
It's
what,
first time-
what were the demonic chords, Ben? We were talking about this the other day.
That was
like
a long time ago.
back in like is this like Renaissance
That was
time?
like the 1600s.
where
There was chords they thought to be
yeah, they
demonic.
were evil. Like
What's
if
it?
they heard the shit we played today, it would be like you'd be burned at the stake
Well, I think
because
it'd
of
just
the
be
actual.
mind-blowing.
Doom, doom, doom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that. He would have been
Yeah.
toast.
Well, just the beginning of Voodoo Child.
Right.
You
Oh,
know?
no,
You hear that?
Never get sick of that.
But that's
So good.
kind of when you really stop and think about like there was a clear evolution, right? There was a bunch of shit going on. There was Chuck Berry and there was Little Richard and then there was Elvis and there was all these rock and roll guys, and then all of a sudden there's this eruption out of that, and it's Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
and it's The Who, and it's Hendrix, and it's like people that were just on a completely different level. Queen in their prime.
But it's interesting. Like they all were driven. Like Zeppelin was all blues music. They just
They kind of stole a lot of shit.
they
huh?
sold a lot of shit. Oh yeah.
That's fucked up,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No,
But
I
that's
mean
kind of
yes.
part of the.
and-
It's fucked up that they are dicks about it, but it's
Right.
not out of the ordinary because all those dudes were just playing each other's songs anyway.
Yeah.
That is a giant problem. If you're the guy who created the opening riff to Stairway to Heaven, and it's about
Well,
your
but-
song,
but
and then you
what's-
try to do it.
well, the other side of that spectrum is really fucked up though too, because now you're in this game where like if you play anything remotely sounds like that, you'll get sued.
Right.
And at this point, like, I mean, I don't rip off songs from other people. We don't do that. But like, you could write a song and then not know that it had a similar thing,
Right.
similar melody, and somebody could come after you, and that fucking blows.
We were just talking about that Bittersweet Symphony song
Mm-hmm.
from the Verve, how they gave all their money to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Because the opening riff was too similar, which is crazy.
No, they took it's a sample, isn't it? It's off
might
this.
be.
Yeah,
Is
this,
it?
this guy named Andrew Lou Oldham produced the Stones and did all this orchestrations for them, and they just
they just sampled it.
Snag that, yeah.
Now, how does that work, though? That seems kind of crazy that you give it all the money. I don't mind you giving them money.
I'm sure they didn't give all of it. I mean, they had publishing on their actual song, right?
Is that
I
different?
don't know the facts.
Is it different, like as a musician? Do you feel like that feels different if someone just uses like, or like if someone heard Ice Ice Baby, they knew it was Under Pressure, right?
Classic.
Right? I mean, it's almost like it's not hurting
Well,
the original
it's almost like
song.
a collaboration at that point because your song was inspired by another song, and obviously there's credit due for that. But it's just an interesting way that the pie gets